You are unmuted.
Unmuted, okay. Well, we apologize for short delay. We welcome you to our meeting of December 30, the Board of County Road Commissioners for the County of Kalamazoo. Call our meeting to order at about 3:05 p.m. One commissioner had vacation plans, another came ill, so we have three of us and have quorum today. Ms. Ryder, would you please read the public comment guidelines? Thank you.
This meeting is being provided under Act 267 of the Public Acts of 1976 as amended, or commonly referred to as the Open Meetings Act. During public comment, participants will have the opportunity to address the board at the beginning of the meeting and at the end of the meeting for non-agenda items. Public comments should be provided at the podium in order to ensure proper audio. Public comments, statements, or questions shall be limited to not more than 3 minutes for each person addressing the board. To provide public comment by Zoom, use the raise hand feature in the Zoom application. The host will ask you to unmute. For telephone audio, use *9. Use *6 to toggle back and forth between mute and unmute. As you participate in the meeting, your microphone will be placed on mute. The chat feature shall only be used to address any technical issues for public participation.
Thank you. Would you join me for Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The goal of the Board of County Road Commissioners of the County of Kalamazoo is to use our expertise, energy, and funds to provide the safest and most convenient road system possible, and to contribute to the economic development and high quality of life throughout the county. Our goal is to maintain a county road system that is safe and convenient for public travel, and to manage roadside environment with a view toward preservation. We have an agenda that was prepared. Do we have a motion to accept?
Motion to accept the agenda.
Support. Okay, thank you. Are there any comments regarding our agenda? Any comments from online audience? Comments from those present here in the room? Not seeing any. Call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion to accept the agenda is carried. Next, we have the approval of our meeting minutes of December 16. Do we have a motion there?
Make that motion, Thompson.
Motion by Thompson.
Second, Davis.
Thank you. Motion made and seconded to approve the minutes of December 16. Are there any comments from those in the room or online? Managed director or board members? I don't have any myself. Okay. We'll call the question there on approval of the minutes of December 16. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, the same. Motion carried. In our packet is the payroll and vendor accounts. We need a motion to approve these. Payroll in the amount of $225,782,032, and vendor accounts amounting to $534,187.36.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the payroll and vendor accounts.
Okay, support. So we have a motion made and seconded. Are there any comments here in the room? Online? Managing director or board members, any comments or questions? Not seeing any, nor did I have any personally. Okay, we'll call the question there. A motion to approve the payroll and vendor counts as submitted. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, the same. Motion carried. We are up to the public comment time in our meeting for non-agenda items. We'll first invite those in the room if anyone has comments. And then online, if anyone online has comments, public comment time. Not seeing any raised hands. Okay. All right, we will move forward. We have new business. Our first item is to request approval of bid number 2025-15 sign installation and maintenance service cooperative bid. Managing Director, do you have comments on that item you'd like
I
to?
do. I'll give an introduction here. So our sign installation and maintenance services bid is used for sign maintenance and sign replacements due to items, particularly to vehicle damage, sometimes service request. Also, signs lose their retroreflectivity over time, so we replace them due to that. And then also as part of projects. So when we perform improvement projects on our network, we also scour the signage on those roads and make improvements accordingly. Currently, we have over 28,000 road signs throughout our county, so quite the network to maintain. This bid, interesting, is actually a cooperative bid that we do with the City of Kalamazoo. So we both use the same bid specifications. We may not award to the same vendor, but we typically do, but we don't have to. But great opportunity to collaborate with one of our neighbors. And I just also wanted to share with the board and the public that we also collaborate with this type of bidding with the City of Kalamazoo for pavement marking. We also do it for traffic signal maintenance, and then we also work together with our utility staking from SDIG. So it's a great partnership, and this is one of the areas that we can work with the city on, so we continue to do that. So the city, we do not believe have awarded their bid at this point. We'll be ahead of them. But again, they're separate awards, so we're not working together with the award piece. We're just using the same bid specification to select our contractor. We did have two bidders, Rathco Safety Services, which is actually our previous contractor, and then J Rank Electric is our other bidder. The last time we bid was in 2021, so we did go through the 3 years of extension options with Rathco, and this new bid is approximately an 8.5% increase over our previous bid in 2021. So with that, we recommend the board award the sign installation and maintenance services cooperative bid 2025-15 to Rathco Safety Supply Incorporated, low bidder meeting specifications for a total of $485.50 with the option to extend for 3 one-year extensions by mutual agreement of both parties.
Thank you, Managing Director. Do we have a motion?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the bid number 2025-15, sign installation and maintenance. Support.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Davis, supported by Thompson. We will take any comments now, any from those in the audience in the room or from those online. Okay, commissioners, do you have any questions or comments? One I wanted to clarify is if the city did not award, the work still proceeds based on our bid or our award.
That is correct. So they are separate awards. So the city does not have to award, or they could award to the other vendor.
Okay, thank you. Any further questions, comments?
No.
Okay, we will call the question. The motion is to award the sign installation and maintenance service cooperative bid number 2025-15 to Rathco. Low bidder meeting specifications, total bid amount $460,485.50 with the option to extend the bid 3 years, 1 year extensions by mutual agreement of both parties. Calling the question, those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same. Motion's carried. Next, we have item B, request approval of third-party in-kind contributions, notifications and assurance fiscal year 2027 Unified Planning Work Program, Kalamazoo Urban Area Federal Highway Administration. There are a lot of words here. Consolidated Planning Dollar Funds Agreement for Kalamazoo Area Transportation Study, CATS. This is managing director.
That's just a lot to say. Yeah,
They sure make that a long title.
sure do. They sure do. So, all right. So
Say it
this,
much simpler, I think.
so this is an annual contributed service agreement that we work with CATS, which is our Kalamazoo Area Transportation Study, and assist in covering local match dollars needed by CATS to receive federal funding. And actually, this is for fiscal year 2027, which actually the planning year starts October of 26. So it's actually for this fall moving into 2027. Participating with CATS allows us, RCKC, to receive federal grants directly through CATS. Typically, these are grant projects for roads, bridges, and non-motorized. The agreement is due February 2nd of 2026. There are 35 local agencies that contribute in-kind services. I won't list them all, but I just want to point out there are the 4 largest contributors. Actually, the most is Kalamazoo County itself, at just over $62,000. The Road Commission of Kalamazoo County, City of Kalamazoo, and the City of Portage equally contribute $25,300. So those are the big 4 players in the contributed services. And also there is an annual membership fee of $1,500 that we have to pay. And then really how this works is the contributed services is our staff time and our consultant time in assisting with the planning and mapping of our future projects. Those dollars are considered the contributed services that typically cover our whole $25,000 amount that we contribute without having to pay cash. So as long as our team is working on the planning side, we report that to CATS on a monthly basis. And at the end of the year, between our staff and our consultants, if they total more than the $25,300, we don't hold them any cash. So with that, we are recommending the board approve the CATS fiscal year 2027 agreement for the managing director's signature.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Thompson,
Second.
second by Davis. Thank you. This time we'll take comments from any in the room. Very, very talkative today here in the room. Those online, are there any comments? Not seeing any. Okay, we will call the question. The motion is to approve the CATS fiscal year 2027 fund agreement for the managing director's signature. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Agenda item C is request approval of the 2025 budget amendment resolution number 3. Managing director, could you give us some overview there?
I can, because we just had budget amendment number 2 weeks ago. So the reason that we have budget amendment number 3 is primarily because of our winter maintenance costs. In late November and December this year was significantly more than what we had in our budget.
What happened?
And really, this amendment doesn't change the amount of our fund balance. It really just reallocates our budget expenditures by line item. So we're just moving dollars around in the budget. And we're doing that simply because we don't want to be in a situation where we have to report any overages by line item to well, it actually would be through our auditor, and that's on a risk scoring index. So if we go over on any item in our budget, our auditors will put that on a risk scoring index. But then if we go over 10%, the auditors also have to report it to the State Department of Treasury. So we're just trying to avoid that situation just by moving the dollars around to fit the categories, and hopefully we've definitely, hopefully won't be over that 15 or that 10% to have to report to Treasury. So, with that, just a little bit of background on the winter maintenance side. And there's really two areas. There's winter maintenance, and then work performed for others was over a very small amount. But on the winter maintenance side, we typically budget 70% of our winter maintenance cost early in the year. So starting January 1, when our budget starts, we anticipate that we use 70% of our winter maintenance budget in the first 3 months of the year. And then the last 30% is usually the last week or two in November. And then the month of December, we would see some events and we've used that 30%. Again, at this point, we used the money that was in the budget back in November. So we're proposing to put another $400,000 in this line item to cover this cost. And again, this is really moving money, and it's going to be funded in a reduction in our net equipment expenditure. So we'll be reducing that by $300,000, and then the other $100,000 will come from two other areas. We've had some higher permitting fees, and also we auctioned off some equipment this year that will help cover those additional costs. On the work performed for others, this is where we're doing work for cities and villages. We are in a deficit there by approximately $45,000. And again, our additional permit revenue would cover that $45,000. So with that, we recommend the board amend the 2025 adopted budget resolution number 3 as presented.
You have a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Davis,
Support.
seconded by Thompson. Thank you. We're open for comments now from those present in the room here. Any comments, questions?
I have a question, Larry.
Oh, yeah, I'll come to the board. I was going to cover online if there was any comments or questions. Not seeing any. Okay, commissioners.
Managing Director, I just wanted to make sure that the 300,000 we're moving from equipment expenditures, is that not going to make any material change in the equipment that's available?
It does not. It's just, right. I mean, the cost of that equipment is always there. And now we get to charge that equipment for use as winter maintenance.
Okay.
So
I just want to make sure we weren't actually changing our an equipment acquisition plan of some sort.
yeah.
Okay, thank you.
My question related to the work performed for others, really we're fully compensated for the work by cities or those other entities. This is more a budget adjustment to balance out with the work performed.
That is correct.
Okay.
And the work that we typically would do for cities and villages, maybe seal projects. Sometimes you collaborate with HMA, but that's very rare. The other thing that we also assist our cities and villages with is manhole adjustments. So like, for example, City of Kalamazoo has a lot of sanitary sewer manhole structures in our roadway. We coordinate those types of projects, and then we'll work with our contractor, do the work, and then build them after the fact.
Okay. Thank you. Double check any further audience comments or online or commissioners. I think we're ready to call the question then. The recommendation to amend the 2025 budget with amendment resolution number 3 as presented. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Thank you. Item under new business D, request approval of the transfer up to 30% of primary road revenue to local road fund. Managing Director.
All right, a little background here. So annually, we are required to submit to the Michigan Department of Transportation a financial report that accurately reflects the revenues and expenditures of all roadwork and funds by systems and conforms to the requirements of Michigan Public Act 51. The PA 151 report reflects our fiscal year activity by primary road fund, local road fund, and county road commission fund. The local road fund typically ends in a deficit position with expenses greater than revenue. We are allowed to transfer up to 30% of the primary road Michigan Transportation Fund revenue to our local road fund to cover this deficit. Most of the funds received from Michigan Transportation Fund are allocated to the primary road network. Many factors throughout the year may impact the amount transferred, including routine maintenance items such as winter maintenance or storm damage. A negative fund balance is not permitted in any fund. So that's why we'll need to make that transfer. We don't know exactly what that is today, but once we close the books, we'll figure out what that amount is, and with board approval, we can move those dollars. So with that, we recommend the board approve the transfer of up to 30% of their primary road Michigan Transportation Fund revenue as needed to balance the local road fund deficit at year end.
Motion by Thompson, second by Davis. Thank you. We're open for comments or questions now from those present. Thank you for those present who put these numbers all together and make this all work. Online, any comments or questions? Not seeing any. Okay, we will call the question. The motion is to approve the transfer of up to 30% of the primary road Michigan Transportation Fund revenue as needed to balance the local road fund deficit at year end. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same. Motion's carried. Item E in our new business is to request approval of the 2025 resolution of roads Public Act 51 mileage certification and countywide maps. Again, Managing Director, after you give us some overview, a routine item, I believe.
Yes, and this is another one of those annual items that we have to complete by the end of the year. So in accordance with Public Act 51, the Board of County Road Commissioners is required to submit a report of roadway mileage to the State Transportation or Highway Department Commissioner annually. The attached resolution, which is with the board packet, itemizes the roadways that will be corrected in the updated submittal to the state. So this resolution would typically include abandonments, any changes or corrections in mileage, new roads added to our system, and also any street naming corrections. And I just want to point out too that the mileage certification and the countywide map are very important to the distribution of our MTF funds. So it's basically those are the calculations, the mileage is used for the calculation to determine how many miles we received from them. We didn't have any new roads to add this year. We didn't have any mileage corrections this year. We also didn't have any abandonments this year. But we have a whole slew of name corrections this year. Matter of fact, there's 27 of them within the resolution. And just a little background where we've gone with the corrections. So they go through a process, a collaborative process between the Road Commission, 911 Central Dispatch, and the Kalamazoo County Planning for a uniform street naming convention in accordance with the Kalamazoo County Street Naming and Addressing Policy Guidelines and Procedures. Corrected names were determined based on factors such as the state approved plat documents, current addressing, county records, and any other criteria from our collective partners. These changes will be reflected in our countywide certification maps. And this information is due, this Act 51 mileage certification is due on March 31st of each calendar year. Just to share with the public, total miles in our network, the total primary road mileage, which has not changed in 2025, is 445.95 miles. Our local road mileage, which also has not changed, is 823.78 miles, totaling a total network of 1,269.73 miles in our total system. So with that, we recommend the board approve the 2025 resolution of roads, Public Act 51 mileage certification, and the countywide maps for the vice chair's signature.
We have a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Thompson to recommend the board approve the 2025 resolution on Act 51 road
And
certification,
I'll second that.
seconded by Davis. We're open to any comments or questions now by the audience present. Everyone agree with it? Okay. Online, any comments or questions? Not seeing any. Okay. Commissioners, do you have any comments or questions?
I was just curious about the our non-motorized infrastructure, whether or not that shows up on any of our mapping or has any requirements for reporting to any of the entities. Or we have non-motorized trails, non-motorized.
We do not have any trail system in our jurisdiction that we maintain. So no, there wouldn't be any mileage related to that. We have not motorized as part of our road network as a paved shoulder.
Okay.
But that would be the extent of it. But that's part of the total mileage.
Okay. Thank you.
Double checking with our county engineer, any additional comment, or our managing director covered it? Okay. The name changes, who instigates the changes or corrections? Is that road commission? It comes from other entities?
Well, it's a good point because I wrote this down and I didn't share. So most of these are actually all of these are service requests. So we get calls from residents, we get calls from central dispatches. The road name sign doesn't match my address, or the map doesn't match my address. So that's why we're making these changes, because there may be a spelling error, or it's road versus street or avenue versus road. So these are all basically, there's 27 of them. They're service requests that we could now close if the board approved this certification.
And who's the final arbiter?
The final what?
Arbiter. Who makes the final judgment on whether
what changes to what?
Yeah.
Well, Jim may be able to help with that because he's been directly involved with it. But
sorry to make you get
I'm
up.
going to let him correct me if I'm wrong. So I'm going to go out on a limb a little bit. Basically, we have addresses that are out there already current. So the goal was not to change the address. It's easier to change the certification.
Yeah.
But I'll let Jim give us the detail.
Jim, Assistant County Engineer. So yes, as Managing Director said, all of these started off as a service request. That's sometimes they come in from 911 dispatch. I don't believe any of these did. These have all been residents that, we post the sign for the cert book. So if the cert book calls out the road with a certain spelling, drive, have, whatever, that's what we post because that's what legally it is. However, the residents may have a different mailing address. Unusual, not sure how it got to that point, but they will call in and ask, well, why doesn't the sign match the address? At that point, we then start working with county planning and 911 to make sure that whatever name is chosen officially is, there's no duplicates in the county. So county planning verifies that. They verify that the addresses along the street, whether they need to be changed or not. We try to go the path of least resistance so that nobody has to change addresses, because that's a bit of a process. And then 911 weighs in from a emergency standpoint. So can they respond to a fire if it's East Cork Street or if it's Old Cork Street or something like that? So all three parties weigh in. Ultimately, the arbiter or the final governing body is the road commission. We hold the keys to the street names. So that would be up to this board's discretion, and ultimately what's in the cert book is legally the name of the road.
Excellent. It's great to have final power there.
Thank you, Mr. Hoekstra. Board members, any further comments, questions? I think we've covered audience and online. Okay, we will call the question here to approve the 2025 resolution of roads, Public Act 51 mileage certification and countywide maps for the vice chair's signature. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. We've completed our new business items. We're up to another time for public comment. Non-agenda items. Are there any comments from here in the room? Or from those online?
I do. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you,
very-
Supervisor Sorensen. Welcome to hear your comments.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate it. Hope all of you had a great Christmas. During the season, we had some issues in Cooper Township. I say issues that are called by residents to us on some of your contract plowers. Definitely not anybody that is an employee of the road commission. They did a fantastic job, but some of our plats, especially across from the Parchment High School, Cooper Heights area, um, had several complaints, and I am very surprised that people are said they were going to come to this meeting and did not. I am just expressing their displeasure that in that plat where contract plowers with pickup trucks did not do a good job, and I understand the way the snow came in and how hard packed it got and how hard it is to do. I am just simply passing on my residents' concerns over the situation as they described. So, other than that, I wish everybody a happy new year and I look forward to a great working relationship in 2026. And Mark and I met with our 5-year plan that I'll be taking to our board on the 12th of January to get approved. So, thank you all so much. Have a blessed day.
Thank you. Uh, hopefully service requests came in as well, so our staff hears similar comments.
I did tell them to make service requests as well, and don't know whether that happened or not, but it was at the point in time when I was receiving those, there really wasn't anything to do with the roads that the contract plowers could take care of. It would have had to have been the bigger trucks. So, and even then would have been very hard to do. So, again, thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other online comments? Or from those present? Not hearing any, we'll close this public comment time and move on to managing director time.
All right, a few items this afternoon, reminders. County Road Association has their commissioners in the classroom on February 17th. That's in Mount Pleasant. I know Commissioner Kennedy is signed up to go, but if there's others, Leslie or I know. We also have our County Road Association Highway Conference coming up in March. So that's March 24th through the 26th in Lansing. So Selena will be working on reservations for that. Couple other items related to townships. Our parfum packets went out before the 20th of December policy deadline. And as Supervisor Sorensen had mentioned, our team is out working with the townships right now on 5-year plans and selecting projects, and hopefully see some local road contracts flowing in here sometime late January. And I also wanted to mention that the road commission and our HMA vendor, Lakeland Asphalt, have agreed to extend pricing from a previous bid. So our HMA prices will stay the same for the 2026 season. We have a couple primary road projects that are on the January MDOT bid letting. That's our 9th Street project from KL to M43 and Comstock Avenue from Sprinkle Road to River Street. So it's good to see those projects in early bid lettings. Hopefully we can get some good pricing there. And I just wanted to touch on winter maintenance for a minute, simply more so to let the public know. It's been a very significant year for us, winter maintenance. And I say year, our fiscal year is January 1 to December 31st. So we're just finishing our fiscal year. And we're taking into account winter from January, February, March of 2025. And we are at $3.1 million plus at this point. And it looks like we have more snow coming in this afternoon and tomorrow. So I just wanted to point out this is actually the most we have historically ever spent as a road commission on winter maintenance. So
Do we get a prize?
no prizes. And you know, you ask yourself why, right? The cost of doing business obviously continues to rise and material costs rise. The cost of our trucks are much more. We used to say 25, 30 years ago, we could buy trucks for $140,000 to $160,000. Today it's over $300,000 and sometimes upwards of $350,000. And also our level of service is much more than it was 20, 30 years ago. We run 3 shifts today throughout the winter season. Back then we had a day shift and 2 people on nights, and we worked with a staff that was interested in working on the weekends, and that was it. And today it's again 3 shifts throughout the winter season, and we work long hours to try to provide as much service as possible. So all of that comes with a cost. And again, there's no magic wand to make the snow go away. We can just do our best continuing to plow the snow, applying salt and sand on the slippery spots, and winter. Mother Nature does most of the work for us at the end of the day. But again, just trying to keep the roads reasonably safe. But again, it's a significant amount of our budget. And I just wanted to share that with the public. So that's all I have to report, unless there's questions for me.
I wanted to double check, Cooper Township at our last meeting had asked about a meeting and follow up. Potentially joint meeting. We're in contact with you as managing director and staff with Ashton, and we'll arrange what's appropriate.
We are, so we're working through what is really necessary. I assume we'll probably have a joint meeting, but there may be some other discussions outside that meeting that we can have before the meeting to try to resolve maybe some of the questions that we have.
Okay, thank you. Board members, any questions, comments for managing director at this time? Okay. Commissioner Kennedy is away today. Commissioner Davis, do you have any comments?
Thank you.
Commissioner's time.
Thank you. I have no official comments other than to wish everybody hope everyone had a nice Christmas and holiday and a happy New Year. We're on the eve of New Year's Eve, so everybody has a good, safe time. Stay off the roads.
Or drive safe.
Or drive safe. Stay off.
Commissioner Thompson, any comments?
Last week I did attend the Board of Public Works meeting, a couple things on the agenda. One was Cooper Township sewer project post bond, and the other was setting up a calendar for the meetings for next year. So want to wish everybody a happy new year, and thanks to all the staff. I know how hard snow plowing can be and takes a toll on people. Thank you.
Thank you. For myself, the county parks is the group I'm assigned to. Their meeting will be January 8th. Next, I did attend a CATS meeting as well as Commissioner Thompson a couple of weeks ago, as well as managing director, and I think our communication director, Mark Warden, I believe. So I did not attend any township meetings that I recall right now, in that period kind of took the holiday time. Like to wish everyone too safe, happy holiday season, happy new year. I neglected to have this little prepared litany of year-end matters, so maybe in January we'll reflect back. But thank you to staff for their hard and persistent work on many roadway public safety issues. At this time, I think we're ready for a motion to adjourn, unless somebody has a final question or comment.
Make that motion.
Motion by Thompson,
Seconded by Davis.
supported by Davis. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, the same. Motion carried. We're adjourned.